Manifest anything you want, but here is what people won't tell you. Skipping this one step will keep you spiraling and in doubt about what you want ever finding you. If you have not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button now and the bell to be notified each week when I post a new video that is going to help you to create a sense of inner peace and tranquility no matter what is happening around you, so that you can create that beautiful life of fulfillment that you are so craving. Over the past 8 years, I have had the honor of working directly with high achieving women to heal their chronic overwhelm and to create lasting inner peace, even in their busy careers. And I've helped these women to create lives of fulfillment, of time freedom, and of joy without relying on typical manifestation advice. And over the years, I've heard from many women who share their frustrations with me about attracting what they want: the job, the home, the success. They've tried the rituals, they've bought all the things, they have the journals, they burnt the letters, they do the meditations, and yet still their desires evade them, which leads them to giving up on this incredible gift that we have at our fingertips as humans, which is to be co-creators of our own reality and to manifest. And I myself can very much relate to getting caught up in being seduced by the ease of just manifesting, of just calling it in, of just attracting to you what you want. But as somebody who specializes in energy work, in working with our power, I've noticed that there is a missing key that is fundamental if you want to create a life of joy, and if you want to be brave and bold and manifest some really big, beautiful things. And that key is what I would like to talk to you about today. Once you understand how to do what we're about to talk about, you'll be able to not only attract things much faster, but actually be able to enjoy the whole process, because your head won't be swimming with all these self doubts, all these fears of, oh my God, what if it doesn't happen? And all of the other ruminating thoughts that take over the process, right? Like, this is bullshit. This isn't going to work for me. Or why would this belong to me? Why would I be able to have this life? You are going to be able to combat those thoughts after watching this video. Now, I have been on my own personal development, spiritual ish journey for the last decade. And to me, in all of this experience, in all of the iterations of who I am, of the amount of things that I have been able to heal and overcome, manifestation, to me, in my opinion, is not step one. It is step three. And it is something that is taught as step one. And that is why it makes us, many of us, lose our damn minds and leads us to a lot of frustration. Because, in my opinion, in working with tons of women over the past decade, it is not the first tool that you need in order to create a life of fulfillment and joy. The first step is to curate a toolbox that you can use to overcome these limiting beliefs and the negative self-talk that you have within you that's currently limiting you from enjoying your human experience. And that is because without having a solid foundation of tools, when you try to manifest those big, beautiful things, you'll have no tools to turn to self-soothe or to heal those inevitable doubts, the inevitable words that are coming up to your brain that say, you are not enough, you are not smart enough. Why should you have that when someone else has that? These things, these fears, these belief systems come up to the surface, annoy you and bully you, and they are keeping you stuck. Now, there's a lot of misinformation in this manifestation conversation that I'm hoping that I can help to correct. And to be completely transparent with you, as a person who is on a mission to create a life that they love and to help other women to do it in this most simplistic and quickest way possible, there is a lot in this manifestation conversation that truly drives me insane. And this is part of it, this oversimplification of what manifestation is. And if you are here with me right now, chances are that you too have been seduced by the idea of how manifestation can bring just about anything to you. And though I am a human who hasn't fully lived a full life on this planet, I have discovered some very real ideas around manifestation. And before we get into how to overcome what's actually holding you back, I just want to share with you that there are three true things that I know to be existing in your reality right now. Number one, you are constantly manifesting. You don't have to try to manifest. It is currently happening. That is the way that our universe works, is that we are living a human experience, constantly attracting experience to us from a variety of different reasons. This video in front of you counts as a manifestation. Did you this morning visualize stumbling upon my gorgeous face? Probably not. But here I am. I am here to share with you this very important message that you need to hear, that something out there really wants you to hear, whether it's to help you to actually call in more of what you want or to stop beating up on yourself about not being super positive all the time. For some reason, you needed to hear this message today, and that is why I am in front of you and why this message has found you. Number two, the universe is magical as hell and will bring you your manifestations in such beautiful and unexpected ways that your human brain cannot begin to create. And that's part of the fun. It is just up to you to notice and appreciate the things when they come. But the way that our brains are wired is that we are so typically off to the next thing, right? We recognize something happens or we don't, right? Sometimes we just don't even recognize it, but we have something that we really want, and then we're immediately focused on the next thing. I had a massive manifestation come into my life last year in a completely unexpected way. I was not in a perfect place in order to receive this a beautiful manifestation, and yet somehow it still came. It came at a time where I did have some limiting beliefs and I wasn't my perfect self and I hadn't fully become the person that could experience that life according to my brain. But for some reason, somehow, some way, the universe knew that it was time to deliver me this beautiful gift. And it came to me even though I wasn't a perfect person. And number three, you do not have to think only positively or to feel happy in order to call things in. And the reason why this idea drives me insane is because this feeds into the very real problem that I am seeing in this personal development world, is that we need to be positive all the time. This feeds into toxic positivity and also into the idea, the very old way of thinking, that women must always be pleasant at all times. And I think that that old ideal has morphed itself and weaseled its way in to a very old tradition that is much bigger than our human brain, in our ways that we have created life on our planet for humans. The idea of the law of attraction or these ideas that we're able to manifest and be co-creators are so much larger than our gender roles, than the way that we have built up our society. And you don't need to be a perfect, quiet, demure woman in order to call in the things that you want. In fact, it is the absolute opposite. For you to be in your power is going to attract in those manifestations a lot quicker. And being in your power does not mean being positive all the time. The problem with focusing on manifesting a big desire like love or money is that it comes with all sorts of baggage, like doubts and past memories and belief systems and old programming we've inherited from other people and triggers and all sorts of fear. And if you do not look at the underlying baggage, you might be able to attract what you want, right? You might be able to attract all the money. You might be able to attract all the love, but you're likely going to continue the patterns in your relationships and with money because you'll self sabotage. Now, this isn't an airy fairy thing. This is a very real idea that can absolutely support the importance of doing our work if we do want to call in and create something much bigger than what we have, because you will self-sabotage if you have not healed the underlying wounds that are within you that create this need or desire to act in a certain way. And there's no shame in that. You came here to be a human, and being a human makes us naturally imperfect. And that's okay. Imperfect people raise imperfect babies. And as your brain develops, you learn about the world. You learn how to cope and how to function in a planet that was created by imperfect people. Your brain was developed to keep you safe in an imperfect world. And so expecting yourself to be positive all the time is setting yourself up for failure. And it's also denying a very real human part of you, which is your anger and your sadness. And all of those emotions are beautiful and okay. Much of who you are and what you do is not controlled by your conscious mind. And yet we use our conscious mind to try to control everything. And we wonder why we don't have what we want or why we continue to self sabotage. But here it is, your subconscious mind accounts for over 90% of your mind. So it can be really difficult to spot on your own when you're triggered, when you're playing out of old limiting beliefs, because you may not even notice it. But that does not mean, just because you don't notice it, that your subconscious mind or your beliefs aren't holding you back from what you truly want. This just takes a quick moment to look on your life. And we've seen this play out again and again, right? No matter how much money someone seems to call in, it kind of feels like it's never enough. If you watch some of these celebrities or you watch someone who's really successful and they talk to you about like how broke they are, or they're continuously like buying all this stuff and then talking about how broke they are, and then you're remembering like you just bought a boat last month, or you just got a huge promotion, or you signed a huge deal. How are you still broke? Because I know that you're pulling in more money than I am. Or maybe you watch somebody, or you yourself have gotten into a new relationship that was a lot better than your last, but yet somehow you're still reacting to the same things that you always have in bad relationships. Or maybe worse, maybe you're treating this new person who isn't your sketchy ex, but you're treating them as if they are. Or maybe we call in something that we really, really don't want because we're so focused on what we think we should have. And then it comes and it just simply doesn't benefit our lives. So, if you would like to manifest some amazing things in your life this year, I am going to recommend that you pair your practices of manifestation, however that feels good for you, with a practice of healing. And you don't need to be perfectly healed to call in what you desire. You don't have to have no triggers in order for you to call in that love that you really deserve. But you need to have tools to be able to overcome those triggers when you are in the relationship so that you don't continue to repeat the patterns from your past. You do need to pay attention to things that pop up for you that make you doubt or fearful. And it is up to you to take those steps to heal those things, to address those thoughts and your needs, to make sure that you are supported as you go into this next level of your life. If you are excited to try these healing practices in combination with your gorgeous manifestation practices, please hit the like button and make sure that you put in the comments what it is that you want to attract in real life. Let's put it down out into the world and let's celebrate each other, because that collective energy, looking at your dreams, is going to pop off and just really help you to attract what you want even faster. If you want to start calling some really big, beautiful things in, and you want to be able to keep it and nurture it and not let that self sabotage either keep it from you or ruin it, how is it that you need to combat your baggage? How do you do that? You heal the baggage at its root, which does not include positive affirmations, thinking positively, or chasing down every single negative thought that you have and bullying yourself about it. It also doesn't include gaslighting yourself into everything being okay when it certainly isn't. If you heal the baggage at its root, it will create a trickle effect, and you will naturally find that your thoughts will become more positive as a result. You won't have to battle as many ruminating thoughts because you'll be way more confident and just naturally feeling better about yourself because this big, ugly thing within you that was telling you that you were not good enough is gone, which will pull more good things into your life because you'll be feeling better. When you're confident, you don't really think twice about taking steps forward. You just do it. There's an opportunity in front of you. You don't second guess it. You're just like, yeah, let's do that thing. And if you come at your manifestations and building your life from this perspective, you will find yourself one day in the middle of a manifestation going, huh, how did I get here? Or like where I came from, I have changed a lot, but it didn't feel like such a journey of pushing against a current. It felt more like flow. You don't doubt as much if you're more confident. You have more ability, you have more faith in your abilities. You look different, you present yourself in the world in a much different way. When we have less self-doubt, it's easy for us to be confident, and it's this effortless step forward. You just naturally think, of course this is working out for me. Of course everything is serving me. But how do you discover the root of what is keeping your manifestations from coming in or is making you doubt yourself to the extent where you're holding yourself back? 3 steps. Number 1 is releasing those busy thoughts. You know the ones I'm talking about, the ones that you are having right now that are racing through your head, all of the to-do lists that you are going over, all of the thoughts that you think about when you lay in bed at night, and when you wake up first thing in the morning, how your mind starts racing. That uncomfortable feeling that is sitting on your chest that is making you feel like there's an elephant sitting on it, or maybe there's a pit in your stomach. You are triggered when you are feeling this way and when your mind is doing this. So, step 1 is we need to calm that down. We need to release those things from your energy and your emotions and your mind so that you can feel lighter and calmer. If you are attempting to do belief work or manifestation work from this very chaotic place, you are wasting your time because it can feel really hard to shift from this chaotic, anxious place into a place of abundance. And your mind is just going to go, this is just bullshit. Because the juice in manifestation is how we feel. But if we're manifesting from a place of anxiety, we're not going to be able to create the abundance or the love because we're unable to actually tap into that emotion from this place. So we will first work on releasing that tension that you are feeling so that you are able to calm down and to do the work. The next step is, once we have calmed you down, once you're feeling lighter, is to begin to transform the beliefs at the root. So now that we've created all this space within you, you're able to see for the first time very clearly the things that are holding you back, the belief systems, the patterns, the baggage, the triggers that are creating this resistance within you, that are keeping you limited, that are preventing you from stepping into a place of confidence that feels like you're pushing the boulder up the hill. We're able to now see for the first time what's actually going on, and we will transform this belief using subconscious reprogramming paired with energy work. Because, like we mentioned before, your subconscious runs 90% of the show. And we need to begin to work on your belief systems at a subconscious level with also using energy work that is going to create a quantum shift, a really fast transformation for you so that we get it out of your body and we upgrade your energy body to this new belief system level where you believe that you are the confident you, where you believe that everything is working out for you. Thus, you take different steps because your belief systems are here to back it up. If you do not work on your belief systems, they will be fighting against you the entire way. And it will feel like you are pushing the boulder up the hill. And likely that is why manifestation has not been working for you or why you've been struggling to make it into this next level of your life is because you are fighting against very real triggers and belief systems. Then, once we have done some belief work, you're feeling good, you're feeling more positive and optimistic already, then we're going to expand you into the identity of the person who has what you want. This is what I think that they're trying to say when manifestation teachers say, act as if it's already happened. Be in the energy of the person who has the thing. But without the first two steps, this feels like forcing. And this feels really hard because this person that you want to be has the job you want, has the love, has the money. But if you didn't shift into this identity, it just feels like you're pretending. But because we've gotten rid of the belief systems, it is so much easier for you to identify with this person because you don't have the clash of your mind going, no, you don't. You're broke. You don't have the love because you're not worthy, because those voices, those belief systems are no longer there. So we're going to shift your identity, which is going to create a really rapid shift and is going to allow you to easily step forward in your life without having to feel like you're forcing it. Now, you can totally attempt all of those steps on your own, but I would recommend getting some support so that you don't waste another moment of your time. And honestly, to be real, it can be really tough to spot these blocks on our own. If we could see them, chances are we would have already tried to transform them, but often we also don't have the tools in order to do it. Remember that your subconscious mind runs over 90% of the show. And so it's important that you have someone who can help support you through this journey. So, that being said, if you are ready to step forward into your most fulfilling, most creative, most time free world, then I have a gift for you. It is a free 3-part training that is going to help you walk through each one of these 3 steps that I just mentioned step by step. And you can get that in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know by liking it and subscribing so that you can continue to create inner peace no matter what is happening around you. And then keep taking the steps towards your most fulfilling life. And when you are ready, please watch this video next.